Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Kol Yahweh, Adonai Yahweh, Bashim, Shamalak Yahweh, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, peace, citation, hope, full shalom. And title of this video, I may title it NYC's Disturbing Sex Crime Trend, and NYPD sounds alarm over sexual assault pattern. And in this article, I see that it was published on July 18, 2022. It says, NYC sees disturbing sex crime trend as police hunt serial assailants attacking women on Manhattan streets. Here's a little video. There's no noise in it, but no sound. See, as the man got off his bike, pulled that woman down and had his little way with her or something to that effect. And this pretty much happened in Manhattan, they said, in the streets of Big Apple. And it says New York City police are hunting 2 offenders accused of sexually motivated attacks against women walking the streets of the Big Apple, as NYPD data reveals a disturbing uptick in the crime trend. The New York Police Department is sounding the alarm on a criminal sexual assault pattern, releasing a video regarding 2 separate incidents Saturday when 2 women were sexually assaulted between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. near Central Park West and West 82nd Street. Before the assailant fled the area on an e-bike, video shows a 23-year-old woman walking home at approximately 4 a.m. when the unknown male attacker, dressed in all black, approached her from behind and forcibly pulled her down to the ground. After a struggle ensued, the individual held the victim down and digitally penetrated her genital area. Police said he fled on foot and was seen traveling southbound on Central Park West on an e-bike. About an hour later, a 28-year-old woman was walking near Avenue A and East 4th Street when an unknown male on an electric bike approached her, police said. The individual dismounted off his bicycle and forcefully grabbed the victim. The individual stated that he had a knife and pulled the victim to the ground, according to law enforcement. He displayed his genitals to the victim before forcing her to perform oral sex, police said. Wow. The weapon was never displayed. The individual fled the location eastbound on East 4th Street on the electric bicycle. Both victims were transported to area hospitals for medical examinations. NYPD also appealed for the public's assistance Sunday in identifying and tracking down the suspect wanted for a June 10 incident in which he allegedly approached a 30-year-old woman from behind at 2:10 p.m. at the corner of Roosevelt Avenue and 103rd Street and grabbed her buttocks. In a bizarre twist, NYPD described how the man was wearing a beige cowboy hat and holding a blue guitar on surveillance footage entering a residential building located at 100-19 40 Road after fleeing the scene. NYPD said a man spotted wearing a cowboy hat and holding a guitar approached a woman from behind and grabbed her buttock on a street corner. The woman chased down and confronted her assailant, who police say emerged from the building in a different set of clothes. Police described the suspect as a 20-year-old male weighing about 160 pounds and standing about 5 feet 6 inches tall, with a medium build, brown eyes, medium complexion, and short dark hair. The woman recorded him on her cell phone, and police also released a snippet of the video. Overall index crime in New York City increased by 31.1% in June 2022 compared with June 2021. According to the monthly citywide crime stats released on July 7th, the New York Police Department recorded 140 incidents of rape by the end of June, representing a 2.9% increase from the 136 rape incidents recorded by the end of June 2021. Felony assault spiked by more than 17.3%, with at least 2,471 incidents reported to police by the end of June this year, compared to 2,106 by June 2021. According to crime statistics released for July 11th to July 17, 2022, the NYPD recorded 44 incidents of rape during last week alone, compared to the same amount 44 recorded the same week last year. Though no change since 2021, that represented a 21.1% spike from the same time in 2020. For other sex crimes, NYPD recorded 97 incidents last week, up from the 95 incidents recorded during the same week in 2021. That represented only a 2.1% increase when compared with the same week last year, but a 38.2% uptick from the sex crime data recorded during the same time in 2020. NYPD data showed there were 54 incidents of rape recorded during the previous week, showing no change from the same week last year. But other sex crimes spiked by 18.6%, with 115 incidents recorded during the week of July 4th to July 10th, up from the 97 from the same week last year. Yeah, man. So it shows you the times that we into, man. It's some tough times, man. You know, especially for you women, man. So as you can see, that woman, she was wearing a skirt. It seemed, a little bit, what you call it? It seemed like she was at least like she wasn't wearing, clothes. It seemed like that showed off a lot of her body parts, as what most women would be doing, because most women would be wearing more revealing clothing. But for the most part, it shows you that women are not supposed to be pretty much in the being single by yourself. And you women actually gonna need a man in that day, because boy, you got a lot of these twisted minded men out here coming out doing all type of sexual assaults. Scriptures talk about in 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Yeah, so pretty much shows you right there that women are supposed to mostly be wearing apparel that doesn't really show off their hair when they're outside, and they should cover their head, and they should pretty much be wearing apparel that doesn't show off their body size and their body features. They shouldn't even be showing off their legs to other men that's not considered to be their man. And since these women walk outside, they feel like they have the freedom to walk around and do whatever the fuck they please. This is the reason why shit like that happens to you women. And it's only gonna get worse. And this happened in Manhattan. How much more in streets of like Brooklyn or in the Bronx or something like that if he was in those other boroughs? Because Manhattan is pretty much like a real busy street, and usually a lot of cops are on, they're in Manhattan areas for the most part, and shows you that you women are not going to be safe out there being by yourself and thinking that you could stay single forever. And it says, Isaiah 32 verse 9, rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless woman, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Right. And pretty much that's what's going to happen. You're already catching your troubles as I'm speaking. Some of you women are actually out there walking out all types of times in the night by yourself, and you might think that you're walking home, that you untouchable, but you got these men out here forcing you to perform oral sex out in the streets. And then you got some men out here not only just grabbing your buttocks and, molesting you, you actually got them snatching you up and, raping you in any type of fashion. And these crimes are going to pretty much increase over time. We're not even in Jacob's trouble yet, and shit like this is already happening. And they said it's been increasing. They even had an article about this like 2 days ago, which I read. So it shows you, like, you women are actually gonna need a man, and not just any man, but a man in the Lord, because these are one hell of a spirit that's on these men that's actually allowing them to do this, man. Even at a time where they could get arrested still and go to jail as a sex offender, which will look bad on their resume. And not only that it looks bad on their resume, but the fact that they could get a decent amount of years for doing this against women. And obviously, we live in a society where they cater to women more than men. And if a female did the same crime that man did, she would get less years, and the news, mainstream media will basically portray it as like she didn't really do nothing that crazy. She has like a mental illness. Like, that's probably the reason why she did it, But when it's coming to a man now, a man gets more, slanders. He gets more, he gets badly talked upon and more, like, shame to be put on him, and he gets more humiliation for the most part. It says in Isaiah 32 verse 2, and a man shall be in a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And that's talking about a man of the Lord. Any man that has this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, he's going to be the one to basically protect you women that hearken unto him, And the times that we in right now, we're pretty much in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble. It ain't start yet, but a lot of shit is setting in place. And you can only imagine, like, you got men out here, like, literally lurking to doing these crimes. Can you imagine how much more in Jacob's trouble? How a lot of men are going to be out there waiting for one woman to step outside her door. And you already had another article about that I did a video on, where these police officers are actually quitting the job. They're actually resigning from the force. So there's not going to be a lot of them that's going to be acting on things like this. So even if these men know that they could get arrested for doing shit like this, they feel like cops are not going to really respond to things like that, that quick, because they got other important issues they got to, handle, And when you look at it, like, there's not enough police out there, and they already defunded the police. They were already having pretty much like articles about that, like, I think like in the past year. So you already know, like, what that's going to lead to. Eventually that's going to lead to more crimes happening. And then look, with these gas prices going up, like, they ain't going to be driving around as much. They ain't going to be responding to that much crimes that quickly. So you see, that what really goes to show you that a lot of you women are just simple, because y'all don't observe the times. Y'all don't understand how to be vigilant. You're not being on your watch in a way. You just think that things are going to go back to normal. Y'all are pretty much delusional. We coming into some real crazy tough times, and the thing is that you have a lot of these simple ass minded women that think that things are going to still be all right. And I'll let you know from right now, nothing's going to be all right, and it's only just going to get worse. But these men out here, even the ones that are criminals, They observing them times, and oh boy, they can't wait to lay their hands on you, woman. I'm about to get this last scripture and close out. Jeremiah 4:30, and without art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life. For I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, and the anguish as of her that bringeth forth her first child, the voice of the daughter of Zion, that bewaileth herself, that spreadeth her hands, saying, Woe is me now, for my soul is wearied because of murderers. And then going into in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 16, I think when you read down the line of around verse 30 or somewhere down there, it mentions about how women will pretty much be mourning because they don't have no bridegrooms, and then how they have no helpers and no husbands, you know? So pretty much they're going to be seeking men in that day for assistance, for guidance and protection, and for substances as well. So because women are not really in the mindset of understanding the things that's coming to this society. If anything, their delusion is pretty much at like a child's level. This is the reason why in the scriptures, why they think that there's an order where they say Yahweh is the head of Yahweh Shai, and the head of the man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man. Exactly. And that's the right order that it is. And you women gonna realize that when all society is, collapsing, the economy is collapsing, and the government itself is collapsing. And not only that there's gonna be another government shutdown, but there's gonna be a whole economic shutdown as well, along with the dollar, pretty much collapsing. That's what's gonna lead to, and pretty much society itself is gonna be having its wars, like civil wars, and then amongst that you're gonna have like these race wars, and pretty much you're gonna see it playing out physically, because a lot of this war that's happening is pretty much like all psychological warfare. Very soon it's gonna play out and manifest to being physical, and you women out there are just gonna be pretty much caught up in between it, and you're gonna be left desolated. And these men coming after you, you best believe that. Even if they don't know you, they still gonna be out there seeking for women to just snatch up in that day. Showing you that you're gonna really be seeking a man that has a stable mind and that has whatever he pretty much got in his, let's say, possession to protect you. And for the most part, the highest value male is going to be a man of the Lord, and that's who's going to mostly be able to protect you with divine protection. Whether that man of the Lord has spiritual power or whether he has angels, to protect them. But with that, hope I made it less than edifying. Let's give all glory, praise, honor to Adonai wa Yahweh, Bashim Shah Malak Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash, top honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone, peace, salutation, and hope for elect. Yahweh Bashim Shah Malak Yahushua, Shalak Wayam, Arawam Yam Bako Yam Ba Abba Shalom.